Through the dark corridors of the station, an engineer walked around, whistling as he flashed his torchlight through the darkness. The light flung carelessly into dark corners and quiet pathways, tearing through the darkness. As he got to the end of the hallway, he heard a sharp noise from a corner by the left. He paused for a second to listen. The noise came again, more defined this time, like the sound of a machine whirring. "Hello?" He turned his light towards the direction of the sound and began to take slow, cautious steps towards it. "Who's there?" His light continued to search through the dark corridor, the sound steady and becoming louder as he got closer. Finally, his eyes met the silhouette of a woman standing slightly away from the line of his light. He shifted the torch up slowly. The light fell on a pair of metallic legs, roped with tubes and nuts, up to a torso clad in a dark green armored military jacket, metal skin shimmering from the space where the jacket lay unzipped. The sleeves of the jacket were rolled up to reveal one hand tucked into a pocket, while the other metal as the creature's leg fell to her side. Finally, the torch fell to her face, and the man yelped. You're Kasa Lon! How the hell are you?" The man trailed off, pausing to take another look at the rebuilt version of Kasa. All her limbs were replaced with robot-like versions, which looked built for battle. She whipped the jacket off sharply to reveal her torso, which was also completely mechanical, save her neck and left arm. The man looked up at her in shock. "Thought you might need a better look." A menacing grin crossed her lips as she studied the man's aghast expression. He reached for his pocket and pulled out a transmission device. A sharp zapping sound shot through the room before he could bring it to his mouth. He looked down to find his hand had been blown completely off his wrist. He grabbed his arm and fell to his knees, and he let out a painful scream. Kasa lifted her right hand and bunched her palm into a fist. Two barrel-like structures shot up from her knuckles, and she shot the man right in the eyes, watching as his corpse fell to the ground. "Save your screams. You're not the one I'm here for." She stepped over the dead body and began to walk through the hallway where the man had come from. Captain Jonah Taver sat behind his desk in his office, skimming dubiously through some files on his table, when his door flung open and slammed the wall with a loud noise. He looked up immediately to find a distressed corporal standing by the doorway. "What is it?" "We think there's a breach. An engineer reported screaming from the third base entrance, and we detected some unfamiliar heat temperatures moving straight towards us, sir." Jonah sprung up from his seat and rushed past the officer. He walked into the surveillance room and hovered over the man in charge of the main unit. "What do you guys have?" "We're trying to obtain a video feed, but something is interfering with all our systems." "You think it's them again?" "Impossible, sir. We've been updating the station's security system every day since that day. Only state-of-the-art tech can bypass multiple firewalls at the same time." "And that's something the Shruds don't have," the corporal added. "Well, whoever is launching this attack does. You've got to find out where they're coming from. Sergeant, send an emergency alert to every troop on ground." "Yes, sir." Jonah turned back to the massive screen in front of him, his eyes darting through all the corners. He caught something weird from the corner of his eyes resting on the table. It was an old-looking computer with a VCD player underneath. "There, what's that?" That's for the camera stationed at the warehouse. We haven't upgraded it for a while." "Which means it's not connected to the rest of the station's systems, right?" Yes, sir." "Why is no one watching it?" The engineer posted there left a couple while back. Said he needed to check something. Jonah paused for a while. How long is a while back? About 20 minutes before the first report. Get me video footage for the time before he left from that thing. I want to see what he wanted to check. Yes, sir. They both walked over to the computer. Jonah watched as the man reversed the video coverage. Jonah kept his eyes peeled to the screen as he leaned against the chair. Finally, he caught something out of place. Pause it right there. What's that? Zoom in. It looks like a figure standing in the darkness. Play it. It's just standing there, not moving. Jonah couldn't tell why he felt an odd sense of familiarity with the figure standing in the pitch blackness, almost invisible to his eyes and making him wonder if his paranoid mind was making it up. The boy could see it too. Suddenly it moved as if reaching for its mouth. And then there was a faint glow of bright purple. Jonah's mind went numb with fear. Play that part again. The man obeyed. Jonah watched silently, his eyes widening with recognition of a motion he was well accustomed to. The purple glow was an effect the serum had on Kasa's skin any time she took it. She was somehow alive, but she hadn't come back for a happy family reunion. Jonah sighed deeply, his doubts clearing. He leaned away from the chair and pulled out a phone from his pocket as he began heading for his office, ignoring the man who called after him. He dialed a number and brought the phone to his ear. Yes, we have a problem. We're gonna need the team.